The biggest distance in love is not space, it's misunderstanding. They won't say it. They'll drop hints, throw mixed signals, and leave your messages on read. But deep down, there's a way they want to be texted, not through desperation, not through emoji-filled overthinking, but through energy, through intention, through grounded, quiet confidence. This isn't about being a texting expert or sending clever one-liners. It's about understanding the language of presence, the kind that doesn't scream, but lingers, the kind that doesn't chase, but attracts, the kind that makes them feel seen, not suffocated. Hey folks, imagine this. You're standing in a quiet forest. Your phone buzzes. It's them. You open the message, and it's not long, not poetic, not dramatic, but something about it makes you feel, not rushed, not confused, just understood. That's what powerful texting feels like. It's like a well-aimed arrow, silent, intentional, and it hits. While most people out here are launching fireworks hoping to get attention, you're learning to become the gravity they return to. You see, the lie we've been sold is that texting has to be fast, constant, and clever. That the more we send, the more they'll feel. But here's the truth, my friends. Attraction doesn't grow in noise. It grows in the silence between the notes. It grows when you stop over-explaining and start observing. When you don't just type, you transmit. There's a reason a 3-word message from the right person feels deeper than an essay from the wrong one. Too many folks are texting from fear. Fear of being ignored, fear of losing connection, fear of being forgotten. But fear makes you rush. Fear makes you overcompensate. Fear makes you chase. And chasing repels. If your message is carrying panic, over-clarity, or emotional begging, they might not know how to explain it, but they'll feel it. Texting isn't just words, it's energy, and energy never lies. Here's a quote to tattoo in your mind. When your energy is calm, your silence is power. When your energy is anxious, your silence is punishment. That's the game changer. That's what they won't tell you, but secretly crave. They want your words to feel like presence, not pressure. They want your attention to feel like a gift, not a leash. When you get this, everything changes. And look, this doesn't mean you become cold, robotic, or fake. This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about knowing your value so deeply that you don't feel the need to explain it in every text. It's about asking questions that create depth, not just fill silence. It's about being someone who listens more than he types, someone who speaks less. But when he does, every word lands. So stay with me, because this is more than a list of texting tips. It's a wake-up call. It's a blueprint for how to move differently in a world full of digital noise. You're not here to become a better texter. You're here to become a man of presence, a man who builds connection without forcing it, a man who leaves a mark without begging for attention. Write this in the comments right now. Energy over words. Let the world know that you're done texting from fear and finally learning to lead from stillness. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay with me. Because what's coming next will change how you connect with them. Forever. Number 1. They don't want your good morning text. They want presence behind it. Words without presence are like flowers without scent. They look good, but they don't stay. You ever wonder why your good morning doesn't hit the way you thought it would? Why it's met with a lukewarm morning or worse, silence? It's not because the words are wrong. It's because they feel empty. You meant well, sure, but what you sent was a placeholder, not a presence. And deep down, they can feel that. They won't say it. They probably don't even know how to explain it. But it's real. Because texting, my friends, is not just about what you say. It's about what your energy carries. Imagine this. Someone knocks on your door every morning and says, "Hey, just wanted to say good morning," and then leaves. No eye contact, no curiosity, no warmth, just obligation. You'd start dreading that knock. Now flip it. Someone shows up, smiles, hands you a coffee and says, "I saw the way the morning light hit the trees and thought of you." Boom. That's presence, that's intention. Same greeting, different impact. Because one came from presence and the other came from habit. The lie most people believe is that more is better. That consistency alone builds attraction. But here's the truth. Consistent emptiness is worse than occasional silence. Folks, they're not tired of hearing from you. They're tired of not feeling anything when they do. Your texts might be frequent, but if they lack presence, they start to feel like noise. And noise, no matter how often you send it, never builds connection. So you might be asking, what does presence even mean in a text? How do I send energy? And I get it. Because we've been taught to measure love through words, emojis, and typing speed. But presence is when your words reflect real awareness. It's when your message doesn't feel mass-produced. It's when they read your text and feel like it came from a grounded space, not an anxious need for validation. Presence is when you don't just say, "Good morning." You say something like, "I saw a video of someone cooking that dish you mentioned. It reminded me of you." It's small, but it's personal. It says, "I see you. I remember you. I'm here not to perform, but to connect." And that, my friends, is what they crave. Not constant messaging, but consistent presence. Now I know some of you are thinking, but I just want to be nice. I want to show I care. And that's beautiful. But caring isn't just about showing up. It's about how you show up. If your messages are rooted in fear, in trying not to lose them, in hoping to stay relevant in their mind, they'll feel it. Energy speaks before words do. They won't be able to articulate why your texts feel off, but they'll slowly start to drift. Let me hit you with something raw. If your need to be remembered is louder than your ability to be felt, you'll always be forgotten. That's the truth we don't want to face, but it's the truth that frees us. They don't want constant reminders of your presence. They want to feel your presence in the way you remind them of who they are when they interact with you. You're not supposed to be their daily weather app. You're not supposed to be their morning routine. You're supposed to be the rare moment that cuts through the noise. The text that feels like a deep breath in a world choking on notifications. When you start texting from that place, from awareness, from calm, from genuine curiosity, everything shifts. But I won't lie to you. It's hard at first. It's hard because you've been taught to perform, to prove your worth through repetition, to believe that silence means slipping away. So you fill it, you chase, you send another good morning hoping this one lands better. But the truth is, you don't need to do more. You need to do it differently, with presence, with peace, with power. Think of your text as a fingerprint, not a formula. Does it reflect you? Does it carry the calm strength of someone who isn't afraid to be felt, not just heard? Because I promise you, they remember the texts that made them pause, that made them smile, that made them feel like you weren't just texting them, you were thinking about them. And presence doesn't always mean depth. Sometimes it's play, humor, lightness. A meme that actually connects to an inside joke, a random thought that reveals how your brain works. Presence is the soul behind your words, and once you learn to send your soul, not just your sentences, they'll start reading your messages with their heart, not just their eyes. So if today's the day you drop the autopilot messages and start texting like a man of awareness, then write this in the comments: presence over patterns. Let the world know that you're no longer texting to tick boxes. You're here to connect, to feel, and to be felt. Show yourself, to them, to the world, to your own reflection. And stay with me, because in the next part we're going deeper into how the fewest words can carry the strongest energy. You don't want to miss it. Number 2, short texts don't mean you're dry, but you better be sharp. Say less. mean more. That's how presence becomes unforgettable. Here's what most people misunderstand about texting in this age of endless scrolling and short attention spans. They confuse short with shallow and long with deep. But my friends, brevity doesn't mean you're boring. It means you respect space. It means you've sharpened your energy like a blade, not dulled it with noise. And in the realm of attraction, that's a rare thing. Now let's get real. Some of you feel guilty when your texts are short. You think, what if they think I don't care? What if they read it wrong? What if I come across dry? But the truth is, it's not about the length of your message. It's about the weight of it. And folks, a short sentence that hits the soul will always matter more than a paragraph that tries too hard. Imagine this. 2 messages. One says, "Hey, I just had a crazy long day. Hope yours was better. 100% smiling face with smiling eyes, lol. I'm so tired but wanted to say hi." The other says, "Rough day. Thought about you anyway." Boom. Which one are they going to feel in their chest? Which one lingers in the silence after they close the app? Not the one filled with fluff and filler. It's the one that lands. That says something without trying too hard to be liked. The one that speaks with energy, not effort. See, most people text like they're trying to keep the other person awake. They fill the screen with nervous words, hoping the constant flow will spark interest. But what they don't realize is that emotional over-explaining is the enemy of mystery. If they know exactly where your mind is all the time, if there's no pause, no room to wonder, then you're not sparking connection. You're just handing them a script. Here's the lie we break right now. If I don't say enough, they'll lose interest. Nah. If you say too much with nothing real in it, that's when they lose interest. Because interest isn't about quantity, it's about resonance. Think of your text like a song lyric. Do they hum it later? Do they screenshot it? Do they smile and reread it while pretending they didn't? That's the goal. Not to be loud, but to be memorable. There's a quote I want you to remember. Words should not be many, they should be magnetic. When you text from clarity, from stillness, from grounded intent, you don't need a lot of words. Because presence doesn't speak in paragraphs, it speaks in pulses, in subtle energy, in clean lines that hold weight. But here's the catch. Your short texts only work if they're sharp. And sharp doesn't mean cold. It means focused. It means choosing words that reveal thought, that carry feeling, that reflect a man who listens before he types, that says, "I'm here, but I don't need to announce myself." That's what they want but won't say. Someone who can speak volumes in silence. Someone who sends a 4-word message and somehow still makes it echo. And I know what you're thinking. But isn't texting supposed to be fun? Shouldn't I just be myself? Of course. But let me ask you this. Are you being your authentic self? Or the version of yourself that's afraid of being misunderstood? Are you speaking with calm confidence or with anxious energy disguised as personality? There's a difference, and it shows up in every text you send. Your words don't have to dance, joke, or jump through hoops to matter. They just have to be real. A message like, "I remembered your weird dream story today and it made me laugh," will land deeper than 10 LOLs and a meme. Why? Because it says something without shouting. It shows you listened, that you cared, that you felt something, and now they do too. The difficult part? It takes discipline. It takes trust. You have to believe that your silence has value, that your pause before hitting send builds power. You have to stop trying to fill space and instead learn to hold it. That's what changes the game. That's what turns you from another guy in their phone into a moment they keep coming back to. So if you've ever felt like you needed to say more just to keep their attention, stop. If your energy is clean, your words will cut through the noise. You don't need to explain. You don't need to impress. You just need to resonate. And that, my friends, takes less talking and more intention. Write this in the comments if you're done over-explaining. Sharp, silent, strong. Let them feel the shift in your energy. Let them feel the depth behind your few words. Because those who speak less, but mean more, they're the ones nobody forgets. Stay with me. What's coming next will break another rule they never told you about, but always wanted you to know. Number 3, they feel energy, not grammar. People may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how your words made them feel. You could write the perfect sentence, flawless punctuation, clever timing, witty phrasing, maybe even sprinkle in a few emojis for flavor. And yet, something still feels off. They don't reply the way you hoped. The conversation fades. The connection feels cold, and you're left wondering, what did I do wrong? You checked all the boxes, but here's the truth, my friends. They're not reading your grammar. They're reading your energy. That's the unspoken language of texting. It's not what you say. It's how your presence shows up in what you say. When you hit send, they don't just receive your words. They receive your state of mind. They feel your calm or your chaos, your certainty or your need for approval. And the craziest part, you can't fake it. You might hide it with perfect structure and a casual haha, but energy never lies. Let's break it down. Imagine someone hands you a beautifully wrapped gift. The paper is neat, the ribbon is perfect, but when you open it, there's nothing inside. Now imagine someone gives you a messy, wrinkled package, but inside is something deeply thoughtful, something that makes you feel seen. Which one are you going to remember? That's texting. Your grammar might be clean, but if there's no presence inside your message, it's just decoration. So many people obsess over saying the right thing. They retype their message 5 times, add a LOL to soften it, throw in an exclamation mark so they don't seem dry. But folks, all that noise comes from fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of seeming too serious, fear of pushing them away. And ironically, that fear is what pushes them away, because they're not responding to your words. They're reacting to your energy. And look, I get it. We've been taught to communicate through performance, to make our texts clever, to make them sound cool. But presence isn't about sounding cool. It's about being real. It's when your energy says, I'm not trying to impress you, I'm just being here with you. That kind of presence, it hits different. It's felt before it's understood. It makes your texts feel like a pause in the chaos, not more chaos. Quote this and tattoo it to your habits. Energy is the currency. Words are just the receipt. You can spend all day crafting a clever message, but if your energy is anxious, it'll cost you. On the other hand, you could send 3 words with calm confidence, and those 3 words could live rent-free in their mind for days. But here's the catch. Presence can't be performed. It has to be cultivated. You have to get quiet with yourself. Text from stillness, not from panic, not from overthinking. When you slow down, breathe, and text from grounded awareness, you'll say less, but it'll mean more. You won't be texting to get a reaction. You'll be texting to share a moment, and they'll feel the difference instantly. Let's talk about the over-texters, the ones who think being responsive equals being attractive, the ones who believe sending good night's sleep every night earns points. It doesn't. Not if it's mechanical, not if it's performative, not if every message carries the silent cry of, please don't forget me. That's not romantic. That's emotional leakage. And over time, it becomes repelling. Now, this doesn't mean you stop being kind or thoughtful or warm. It just means you check why you're sending what you're sending. Is it from connection or from craving validation? Is it from joy or from fear of silence? Folks, if you're texting just to fill space, your messages will start to feel like clutter. But if you're texting from calm curiosity, from a grounded place, even a simple, "Hey, that reminded me of you," can light up their day. Because again, they don't remember the commas or the punctuation. They remember the vibe. They remember if your message made them feel appreciated, not suffocated. They remember if your words came from a place of fullness, not a place of emotional hunger. I'll say it one more time for those in the back. Your words are only as powerful as the energy that delivers them. So here's your shift. Next time you want to text them, stop, breathe. Feel your own state first. If you're texting to escape your own silence, wait. But if you're texting to share a moment, to create a spark, to offer presence, that's when you send. That's when it lands. Write this in the comments if you're done chasing with pretty words and ready to lead with presence. Energy never lies. Let the world know you're not here to perform. You're here to connect. And stay with me, because what's coming next will show you why mystery, not messaging, is what keeps them coming back. Number 4. They crave curiosity, not constant updates. The fastest way to lose someone's interest is to tell them everything before they even ask. You think you're being thoughtful, you think you're being sweet. You send them little updates throughout the day, what you ate, who annoyed you, how bored you are, what your plans are for tomorrow. You keep the thread going, thinking this consistency is what builds connection. But slowly, you start to notice the shift. Their replies get shorter, they take longer, the energy feels off, and you don't understand why. After all, you're showing effort, right? You're keeping the conversation alive. But here's the truth, my friends. They don't want a reporter. They want a mystery. They don't want constant updates. They want curiosity. They want space to wonder, to lean in, to feel drawn, not dragged. You're giving them a daily itinerary when all they really crave is to feel intrigued again. Let's break the illusion. Most people think connection is about volume. The more I share, the more they'll care. The more I text, the closer we'll get. But that's a lie rooted in insecurity. True connection isn't about flooding someone with information. It's about making them feel something real with less. When you reveal everything up front, there's no discovery left. And without discovery, there's no emotional depth. Curiosity is what makes the human mind wake up. It's what fuels attraction, chemistry, tension, and anticipation. Imagine you walk into a bookstore. One cover catches your eye. Bold title, mysterious art. You pick it up, and on the back, the entire plot is spoiled. No twist, no journey, just everything right there. Still interested? Probably not. The thrill is gone. That's what you do when you overshare. You give away your entire storyline before they even decide if they want to read the first chapter. Here's what they won't tell you, but deeply hope you figure out. They want to unfold you, slowly, over time. They want to ask you things and feel like they've earned your truths. They don't want to be handed a play-by-play of your day. They want to be invited into a moment, a feeling, a thought that made you pause, something that makes them curious, not just informed. Let me give it to you straight. If every time you text, it's about what you're doing instead of how you see the world, you're missing the point. Instead of, "I'm just watching TV," try, "This scene just reminded me of a weird memory from when I was 10. Now there's curiosity. Now there's a breadcrumb. Now you've created something worth replying to." You see, curiosity isn't about hiding who you are. It's about not putting your entire soul on the table without a single question asked. It's about restraint. It's about letting the silence do some of the talking, because people don't bond over updates. They bond over uncovering each other. And I know some of you are afraid that if you don't keep texting them, they'll forget about you, that if you stop giving them updates, they'll think you don't care. But here's what you need to remember. You don't stay in their mind by being predictable. You stay in their mind by being felt. And feeling happens in mystery, not monotony. There's a quote I want you to hold on to. Leave them wondering, not wandering. When you give them everything, they wander. Their mind drifts, the spark fades. But when you say just enough to make them ask more, to make them curious, they stay close. They check your message again. They wonder what you meant. They wait for the next layer. And that's where connection grows. So how do you create curiosity without being distant or manipulative? You stay present, but unpredictable. You share, but not everything. You send a voice note instead of a paragraph. You ask them something they've never been asked before. You send a photo that makes them pause, not scroll. You become someone they can't put in a box. Because here's the truth, they don't want routine energy. They want moments, flashes of something real, surprising, thoughtful, alive. If they always know what's coming, they stop looking forward to it. But if you give them a little less noise and a little more mystery, they'll start listening closer. So my friends, stop texting like you're trying to stay on their radar. Start texting like you're inviting them into your world, one layer at a time. Speak like you've got stories that unfold slowly, not secrets you blurt out all at once. Write this in the comments right now if you're done being predictable. Mystery is magnetic. Say it, show it, become it. Let them discover you, not digest you. And stay with me, because what's coming next? It's about the timing of your words, and how the when reveals more than the what. Number 5. Timing isn't everything, but it reveals everything. The wrong message at the right time still feels wrong, but the right energy makes even silence unforgettable. Let's talk about something that messes with a lot of minds: timing. That anxious moment when you've typed something, hovered over the send button, and then questioned every second of silence that followed. You wait, wonder, maybe even panic a little. Should I text again? Did I say too much? Are they ignoring me? Should I play it cool or double down? But here's the truth. Most won't say out loud. It's not just about when you text. It's about why you're texting. And that, my friends, is what they really feel. You could send the perfect message at what feels like the perfect time. But if the intention behind it is anxious, needy, or reactive, they'll feel it. Because timing isn't about the clock. It's about the energy behind the moment. The difference between a message that lands and one that falls flat is never just seconds. It's the energy it carries. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine someone shows up to your door at midnight, rings the bell 3 times, and when you open it, they say, "I just needed to see you." Sounds romantic in movies, right? But in real life, if the energy is chaotic, ungrounded, or attention-seeking, it doesn't feel romantic, it feels intrusive. Same goes for texting. They're not rejecting your words, they're rejecting the energy that delivered them. Some of you are texting the second you feel lonely. Others are holding back for 3 hours because some advice post told you to wait or you'll look desperate. And somewhere in between all that strategizing, you forgot the most powerful move: self-awareness. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to text right now? Is it connection or control? Is it presence or panic? They won't say it out loud, but they notice the timing, the frequency, the shifts. They notice when your energy changes, when you go from steady to chasing, when your silence used to be calm, but now it's punishing, when you used to text because you wanted to, and now it feels like you need to. And even if they don't know how to explain it, they feel it in their gut. That shift makes them pull away, not because of you, but because of the pressure. There's a quote I want you to write into your bones. Silence is not absence, it's alignment. That means when you pause, it shouldn't feel like punishment. It should feel like you're centering yourself, grounding, returning to intention. That's what Stoic energy is. It's not passive, it's powerful. It's not about waiting for the perfect time. It's about becoming so clear within yourself that any time becomes the right time. Because, let's be honest, timing is less about delay and more about depth. If your energy is clear, grounded, present, you could send a message after 5 hours or 5 minutes and it would still land. Why? Because it came from wholeness. It didn't come from, please like me. It came from, I'm good here. I thought of you. Here's something real. That's what changes everything. You see, the fear around timing is really the fear of rejection in disguise. You think if you wait too long, they'll forget you. If you text too soon, you'll scare them off. But the real power comes when you stop making their reaction your compass and start letting your clarity guide your timing. That shift, that's when you stop chasing and start leading. That's when they start wondering about you. And look, I'm not saying ignore people or play games. I'm saying be intentional, be still, be aware of what state you're in before you hit send. Don't send just because the clock said, it's been long enough. Don't send just because silence made you uncomfortable. Send because you had something to say, something with presence, something with depth. Think of your message like a stone skipping across a lake. If you throw it with frantic energy, it sinks. But if you flick it with precision, with patience, with power, it glides. It makes ripples. It echoes. Your energy is the throw. The message is just the stone. So if you've ever obsessed over when to text, I invite you to shift the question. Ask instead, what do I want this message to make them feel? And more importantly, what energy am I sitting in as I send this? Because trust me, that's what they'll remember. Timing? It's not everything, but it reveals everything. It reveals your intention, your emotional maturity, your self-control, your calm, your chaos, your growth, your fear. So get your timing right, not by following a rule book, but by mastering your state. Write this in the comments if you're done reacting and ready to start responding with clarity. I move from stillness. Say it, show it, own it. Let them feel the pause. Let them feel the power. And stay with me, because next, we're talking about what they desperately want but will never directly say, the kind of leadership that attracts without chasing. Number 6, they'll never say it, but your silence speaks louder than their words. If your silence is grounded in strength, it becomes unforgettable. If it's soaked in fear, it becomes noise. There's a type of silence that makes them think, a silence that lingers, not because it's cold, but because it carries weight. And then there's the other kind, the silence that feels like punishment, like games, like emotional withdrawal. My friends, they'll never say it out loud, but the kind of silence they crave is the one that speaks without trying to be loud. Let's clear something up. Silence isn't the absence of effort, it's the presence of power. In a world where people text back in milliseconds, where everyone is talking just to be heard, silence has become the rarest form of presence. But not just any silence, not ghosting, not passive-aggressive ignoring. I'm talking about Stoic silence, the kind that radiates calm, confidence, self-control, the kind that makes them sit with your absence and feel something in it. You see, when you go silent, your energy keeps speaking. The question is, what is it saying? If your silence comes from insecurity, they'll feel your panic echoing through it. If your silence comes from strength, they'll feel your peace holding the room. That's what they don't teach you. That's what no one posts on those relationship tip pages, but that's what they are secretly drawn to. Imagine a stormy sea, waves crashing, wind howling, everything chaotic. Now imagine an anchor dropped deep beneath it, unmoved, unshaken, still. That anchor is your grounded silence. When you stop texting just to fill space, when you stop reacting to every delay with over-explaining, when you allow space to breathe instead of smothering it with updates, you become that anchor. And they feel it. Even if they don't know how to say it, they feel the steadiness. And that's what makes you unforgettable. The lie most people believe is that silence equals disinterest. That if you're not texting, you must not care. But Stoic silence says, I care, but I don't chase. I feel, but I don't perform. And that kind of silence, it's magnetic. It's what makes them check their phone twice. It's what creates anticipation, because the right kind of silence doesn't close the door. It just reminds them you're not going to beg to be let in. Now, I know some of you fear silence. You fear losing connection. You fear being forgotten. You think, if I don't keep reaching out, they'll move on. But my friends, let me hit you with a truth that might sting at first, but will set you free. If silence makes them forget you, they were never connected to you in the first place. You're not here to perform your presence. You're here to embody it. A message every hour doesn't prove love. A constant thinking of you doesn't make you more valuable. In fact, it can start to devalue your presence. But when you speak less, and those moments are filled with intention, clarity, calm, they remember you. They reread your last message. They feel the pause, and it makes them want to lean in. Think of your silence like a well-written pause in a song. That one moment where the music stops for half a second, and in that second, the audience feels more than any lyric could express. That's the level of stillness you carry when you know who you are, when your worth doesn't beg for attention, but commands curiosity. And here's something else, they'll test it. They'll text short replies, delay responses, go quiet for hours just to see what you do. Not out of cruelty, but because they've been conditioned to expect a reaction. They're used to people scrambling to hold on. But when you don't react, when your silence holds firm, you show them something they've rarely seen. A person who can love deeply without losing themselves in the process. That's power, that's presence, that's what makes them respect you, even if they can't explain why. So no, you don't need to double text. You don't need to fill every hour. You don't need to chase clarity in chaos. You just need to trust the weight of your silence, to let your stillness speak. Because in that silence is where they feel your value. In that silence is where curiosity grows. In that silence is where they realize not everyone needs to perform to be powerful. Write this in the comments if you're stepping into that next level version of yourself. My silence is strength. Let them feel it. Let the world see it. Let you embody it. And if this series opened your eyes, grounded your energy, or helped you shift the way you show up, press that like button and hit subscribe right now, because this isn't the end of your story. It's just the beginning of how you start leading it with presence, not panic. Stay strong, stay still, stay seen.